Okay, this is a session for the finishing up the exhaust and starting the handbrake. I took a pretty long break. I had a busy month and we had some visitors, so I haven't gotten to work on the car. So this session was also spent trying to sort of reacclimate myself to where I was in the build. My dealer sent me some hoses, which unfortunately I think won't work for what I needed them for. I'll have to email him back. Um, so this session I sort of spent figuring out and taking some pictures on the new hoses he sent me and why I think they won't work. And then he also sent me the exhaust mount bracket, which did work. So I finished up the rest of the exhaust. I mounted I guess the muffler uh, to the collector and then also mounted it towards the back of the car so that the entire exhaust assembly is completely done. The bracket that attaches to the body of the car is metal, and so I put a small piece of masking tape between it and the paint work to sort of protect the paint. But other than that, it was a very straightforward install, a couple of nuts and bolts, and it was all done. And then I started looking at the handbrake, which I had all the parts to. Um, the manual for the handbrake has you install the clevis pin inside the handbrake with two washers on each side of the outside of the handbrake. This did not um, fit. It would make it so that uh, the the pin that goes through the handbrake would be too short on the other side where you could insert the locking pin. So what I ended up doing was putting one washer on each side of the outside of the handbrake, and then on the inside of the handbrake around the clevis pin, I put one washer on each side again for the total of the two washers. Um, Not all the parts for the handbrake were in the handbrake bag. Some of them were in the I believe the fasteners pack. I think some of the washers and the two locking pins I found in that one. So if you don't find yours, that might be where it is. The other thing was I couldn't find well, I thought a different cable was my handbrake pulley cable, and I almost installed that into the handbrake. However, when I went to look for the prop shaft, I noticed that the handbrake pulley cable was already attached. It came pre-attached to whatever these lines are called that hook onto the calipers for the handbrake. So they're big, but I think I can just install them as is, and I think I can get the whole assembly into the chassis. I don't think that will be a problem, but we will see when I try to actually install it into the chassis. Uh, this session, I also took a look at the prop shaft and I realized I need to buy some lithium grease before I can insert it into the gearbox. So that will come next.